We are going to do some testing today with GPT 5.4 thinking, as you can see here. Um, really excited for this. Been waiting for 5.4 for a while. Several weeks now. Pretty crazy. Oh, goodness. Oh, my back. It certainly is. Not fun getting old. Okay, so I'd actually like to test several different kinds of its capability. It looks like GPT 5.4 is available now. VS Code as well. So I'll be testing with VS Code also. But we can test right in the browser. I was thinking maybe we'd do we could do some reasoning, we could do some writing, we could do some coding. Maybe we'll start with some coding. So first I wanted to see if there's anything new as far as, I don't think any of this is new. Okay, it does offer extended thinking, I forgot about that. So that's cool. Let's try this. If you have 3 wet shirts and it takes 3 hours to dry them outside, how long does it take to dry 30 shirts? Okay, so yeah, that's good. That's good. Maybe I have that fine, actually. Surprisingly. Because, it's not like it's the most advanced AI on Earth. Let's try, maybe, I'm thinking a game, like first-person shooter, maybe? Let's try, let's try developing a first-person shooter. Not first-person shooter, then third-person shooter. Sorry, I meant projectiles at NPC enemies. Let's see what it comes up with. These are my favorite because I'm really excited to see how decent you can come back. Go. And then we'll use VS Code, which I will open up, which I'll bring over to that side. And actually, what I'll do is we'll go third person shoot. Very good. Things this way just makes it so much easier to remember. Select. Alright. Yes, I trust the folder. Of course I do. Okay. So now we are on. I'm going to copy what it gave me. And I'm going to look at it. I'm going to go to GPT 5.4, which I'm there. I'm going to paste the prompt. What happened? Set up Agent Sandbox. What do you mean? What do you mean set up Agent Sandbox? Excuse me? Frontier Intelligence. Standard speed. Standard speed. Excuse me. What is going on? I don't know why it's doing this. I've never had the problem before. This is strange. It's strange. Bizarre. Again. We're gonna go again. And here we go. We are on high reasoning, full access. It's just gonna take that empty folder that I just opened, third-person shooter, that I made new, and it's going to create the project. I'm not even saying anything about it being an empty project or anything. I want to let it do its own thing. Unreal Engine. I don't have Unreal on here. Do I? Oh, actually, I might actually. Let's see where it goes. No Unreal. Yeah, I don't have Unreal on here. So let's see where she goes. I might have Unity. I don't think I put Unity or Unreal on this computer yet. Just because I haven't been developing lately. Although it's pretty nice to know that now this can run Unreal. I said there are no game engines on this device. Simplify the game if you must. I'm surprised that it looked for Unreal. That has to be like a product thing? Like, I think with what I asked, Unity would be easier. Maybe not. Now it's kind of stuck. Say anything about Unreal? Nothing. You lie. Nothing. Let's try that. It's weird that it would go so far. These models are not playing around, dude. Let's do the same for a minute. It's just taking forever. I mean, it's on high reasoning, but come on now. Really slow. Really slow. I gotta say. Slowest model I've seen yet. Yes, I meant JavaScript. Of course I meant JavaScript. Yeah, I want to be able to run it immediately, of course, you silly. That's the point. Compact sandbox with mouse, aiming, projectile, firing, chasing enemies, obstacles, a health HUD, and clean restart file. Cool, let's see it. Let's see it, baby. What you doing, baby? I like Nutrigrain bars. Like they're good. But these Winco fruit and grain Nutrigrain bars, dude, they're so freaking good. Delicious. Delicious. Maybe the best I've ever had. Probably really bad for me. They're marketed to look like they're go. Okay, now. Oh. There it is. Aha! Not bad. Not bad, huh? Uh-oh. Not bad. Oh, you can sprint even. Okay. Okay. Very simple. Very simple. Very easy. But it works perfectly. I mean, perfectly. And then you could add to this. Now this is, as you can see, this is something I did extremely easy. This is something anybody can do. You can do it. Your mom, your grandma. Very, very easy. And then if you want to work on it some more, you just tell them. This is great. Now, please start making improvements based on what you think should be improved. This is where I like to see where the model goes, because it's choice. I'll implement the highest value improvements directly. Okay. Biggest issues are gameplay feel, enemy fairness, and replay structure. I'm improving those rather than just adding decoration, wave progression, fierce enemy melee behavior, less pumping pickups, and much stronger hit feedback. I'm replacing the single file game logic rather than patching piecemeal. Current structure is small enough that a clean rewrite is safer than stacking wave logic. Pickups and feedback effects on top of the original loop.
model on the planet. I've been using it for the past week. I got early access, and yes, it is an incredible model. And what OpenAI did to get to 5.4 feels very similar to what Anthropic did to get to Opus 4.6, and they're all heading in the same direction. These are models built for real-world knowledge work. These are models built for agentic tasks. And I'm gonna tell you everything about it. I got a couple demos I wanna show off to you. And this just might be my new main model in OpenClaw. And let me explain why. So we have Opus 4.6, and it is a good model. What makes it so good is that it is not only a world model, but it is incredibly good at writing code. So we have world knowledge, we have logic and reasoning, we have a great personality, and yes, the personality really does matter, especially if you're plugging it into your personal AI assistant, aka OpenClaw. And of course, it's incredibly good at code, it's incredibly good at agent work, it's great at browser use, it's great at computer use, and all of these things it is very, very good at. But OpenAI did not have that. GPT 5.2 was good at a lot of things, and Codex was really good at coding, but they were separate models. And if you wanted to use one for both use cases, you really couldn't. You had to choose one or the other for the appropriate use case. So we had coding over here. That is what GPT 5.3 Codex was all about, and it was really good at coding. But if you wanted a personality, if you wanted writing and creativity, you went to 5.2. But remember, Opus had all of those things built into a single model. And
So hold on one second, little test, just to see where we're at. Oh, you can see they have. Oh, and you see that? Whoa! You see that? Oh, that's cool. It actually added like a little boom effect. Boom. See that? Boom. I like that. That looks really nice. Oh man, and the little. Was that a pickup too? I think there was a pickup. Yeah, look at that. Watch this. Boom, give me some of my health. Wow, look at that. Not bad at all. I love it. Love it. Oh shit. Oh shit. It's got waves now. Look at that. I mean, you know, we don't fuck around, but I'm just saying. Let's go. Wave 4 incoming. Oh my god. Oh, and you can hold it. I didn't know you can just hold it. My bad. I'm just sitting here going click, 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 click. Okay, so it's not great. The mechanics aren't amazing, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I mean, this is cool. So let's get back to Mr. Berman. Boom, 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 boom. That I feel like that should kill me. Just one of those hits. If all of them have surrounded me, that's an overrun. Okay.
that is where GPT 5.4 comes in. So they basically said, okay, 5.2 and GPT 5.3 Codex, go ahead, have a baby, and we're gonna call it GPT 5.4. And this is their new frontier flagship everything model. It is good at coding. It has a personality. It's good at creative writing. It's good at tool calling. It's good at agentic use cases. You can plug it in as your main model in OpenClaw. GPT 5.4 has everything. And not only that, they made it faster, they made it more token efficient, all of this baked into a single model that can serve many use cases now. And remember when Sonnet 4.6 came out and I said this was specifically built to serve knowledge workers? Well, that's kind of what 5.4 is now. It is incredibly good at things that you would maybe do with Claude Cowork. Reading PDF documents, creating PowerPoints, searching the web, using the browser, using the computer. All of these things can now be done with 5.4 really well. And here's the thing. Here's that last part that the Claude family of models now had that the OpenAI models did not. We had 1 million tokens of context. Great. But now, so does GPT 5.4. And that is huge. Now, it's not cheap to use all this, but I'll get to that in a moment. All right, so 2 models were dropped. We have 5.4 Thinking and 5.4 Pro, and they put together a nice chart so we can compare the benchmarks against obviously the older OpenAI models, but also for the first time in a while, they actually included Anthropic and Google models. So here we go. OS world, this is computer use. We have 75% for GPT 5.4 Thinking as compared to 74% GPT 5.3 Codex, so a tiny bump. And look over here, Opus 4.6, 72.7. We have SweBench Pro, 57.7% on Thinking. We have 56.8, so it is actually getting a better score than the Codex specific model, and no score for Opus, but we have a 54.2 for Gemini 3.1 Pro. Now it kind of sucks, these companies are kind of picking and choosing which benchmarks they're running against, because then it makes it very difficult to compare them. All right, next we have GDPval, which is OpenAI's own benchmark measuring real world knowledge work. So the ability for these models to actually complete real knowledge work, things that will actually move the GDP of the country. Now, even though it is OpenAI's own benchmark, other companies do use it and run their models against it. So what do we see? Well, we have an 83% for GPT 5.4 Thinking, which is interesting because GPT 5.4 Pro, which is technically the smarter model and much more expensive, actually gets a lower score. Now look at this, versus 5.3 Codex, it is 13 points higher. And on Opus 4.6, which scored a 78, it is 5 points higher than that. It also dominated at Frontier Math as well. And by the way, if you want to test the latest models and use it in an OpenClaw-like environment, but don't want to worry about all the headache of setting up OpenClaw yourself, go check out the sponsor of today's video, Lindy. I know the entire world is talking about OpenClaw, but OpenClaw is not yet for the entire world. It still takes a ton of hand-holding, a ton of security mindfulness, and personally, I spent 5 billion tokens so far just getting it to a really good place. So there has to be a better solution for everyone. And that is where the sponsor of today's video comes in, Lindy. They've been a great partner, so I'm excited to tell you about them. If you've been running your own agents, you know the drill. Whether you're spending $600 on your own Mac Mini, hundreds of dollars in token costs every month, or constantly having to handhold them, it can be easier. And Lindy just eliminated all of that. But this isn't just for casual use.
I gotta get off. I'm tired.
This is for hardcore automation.
Yes, I said nap. It was a long ass day. I need to get some sleep. I can't do this today for some reason. My back's hurting more than it usually is. It's one of those days, man. I hope you guys have a good day.